Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to the MMA Short Show. It's always your boy, Steven Moustaris. And guys, man, I'm just going to get straight into it, dude. You know, with Sean O'Malley becoming the champion at 135 and finally looking like the UFC's got one of their next big stars, because every time we think we have a star, Hamzat goes out there and, you know, almost loses to Usman or almost loses to Burns. Or we got these Gelatin Almeidas who have put in such a, like, piss-poor performance. Or, you know, the balloon pops, the bubble pops, I guess, in most of these cases. And it's really cool that we finally get to see Sean O'Malley, who went out there, took out Aljo, one of the longest defending champions we've seen in a while. And for him to build his name, it's awesome. But the one thing, man, I'm kind of sitting here questioning now is, does Chito Vera deserve this title fight that we just heard about? That I think, yesterday Dana White just announced for UFC 298? I just don't understand why we always have to see it. Like I literally just talked about yesterday with Alex Pereira. Like if it wasn't for Israel Adesanya's success throughout the rest of his career after those guys fought in kickboxing, you know, there's an argument Alex Pereira didn't even go for MMA. There's an argument that Alex Pereira, even if he would have went for MMA, maybe he wouldn't have got signed to the UFC so quickly because Israel Adesanya was running through the division and they needed to sign somebody quick. And they give him one fight, and then they give him another fight. Then, we're fighting for the title. And now we're sitting there on his 7th UFC fight. We're sitting here watching this guy fight for a 2-division champion. And then, I mean, you can't say the same technically for Chito. Clearly, Chito would have been in the UFC regardless. And he's going to be a top 5, top 6 guy regardless. But, you know, he did just lose to Cory Sandhagen, who I personally think might deserve a little bit more just because just this year, he just beat him 50-45. Like, no question, not even a close fight. It was an absolute dominant performance. So I don't know how in the same year, you know, calendar year, that this guy can go out there and get a title shot over somebody that he just absolutely got dominated by. And it's just tough, man. It's tough to see. And then you can also make the argument for Merab. The dude's on a 9-fight win streak. Just took out Petr Yan. Probably the first guy to truly take out Petr Yan and not just a tight, you know, split decision. Like, actually dominate the guy. And you could even argue with Aljo, even though maybe not a lot of people like Aljo ever since the whole knee thing and the whole Oscar, you know, performance. It's still, he might even deserve a title shot more than what we're seeing with Chito. And, you know, I probably wouldn't make the argument for Henry Cejudo. He did put on a great fight, but, you know, it was, you know, he's been out for so long. At least Chito's been out there. But, you know, I get it from the UFC standpoint. And I do like Chito, man. I really do like Chito, and I'd like to see him get this opportunity, but it's just tough, man. You just like to see these guys, especially the sport that was built off of, you know, the best fight the best. This isn't boxing. We don't pick and choose champions. We don't pick and choose matchups for money. Like, yeah, you kind of do now. And, you know, even though it's probably going to be a banger and everything, I still just think Cory Sandhagen deserved it more. I still think even like this Colby Covington fight with Leon Edwards, yeah, it's going to sell the most and everything. But even though I have videos out there talking so much shit about Belal Muhammad and how boring of a fighter I think he is, he deserves it way more than what I just saw out of Colby Covington, you know, like, and I'm happy that the UFC decided to give Dricus du Plessis the shot because he deserves it more than Hamzat. So, you know, it's just, man, it's tough out here. You can't please everyone. I know that, but at the same time, it's just, even I'm a big fan of Chito, I just don't think he deserves his title fight. And I'd like to see these guys who actually deserve to get title fights. That's why we watch these guys go on 10, 11, 12 fight win streaks, and then, you know, they get pushed to the side because of a crazy close tight fight for a title shot that goes into a rematch, or, you know, once somebody gets hurt or something happens where they got to take one extra fight, and this is when they lose. So, like, I hope Cory doesn't take another fight. You know, you hope Merab doesn't take another fight if you're fans of these guys. Like, I don't know, man. You hope Belal Muhammad doesn't take another fight if you're a fan of these guys. Like, it would just be nice to see people who truly deserve title shots get title shots. So, you know, I'm not bitching. I think a win over Pedro Munhoz was big, but, like, is it big enough to get him a title shot? I just don't know. You know, I think Sean O'Malley, clearly if he goes out there and beats Chito like the UFC is planning, you know, clearly it's going to build his star crazy, and then it's just going to make a Cory Sandhagen fight bigger, a Merab fight bigger, an Aljo fight bigger, Henry Cejudo fight bigger, a Devin Haney fight bigger. Like, I get it, but I don't know, guys. You let me know. Maybe I'm just being a bitch. Maybe I'm just making up some shit, but regardless, I appreciate y'all for watching in this MMA Short Show. Steven Moustaris, as always. Let's go, baby. Let's go.